Hi, this is Shelly from TNS Dogs and Dragonfly. Today I'm out here in my garden. I thought I'd give you a brief little what's going on, a little tour. It's been in the ground now for almost a little over 2 months. We started back in January in the greenhouse, and now we're in the garden full into growing season. I thought I'd give you a little insight into some of the stuff we keep in our kitchen, on how we preserve our stuff. That's what makes it possible for us to do the cooking videos, because a lot of times you'll hear me say, this is from my garden from last year. So I thought I'd give you just a brief overview of just everything that's going on here and some of the things we have accumulated over the years to make it possible for us to save food for long-term storage. All right, so up here towards the front of the garden, I have all kinds of chili peppers and bell peppers growing. Now this was supposed to be a New England sugar pie pumpkin, and as you can see, I have no idea what this is. This is not that. But I have some chilies. I have some 5 colored chilies coming in. So they start out purple and then they change to 5 different shades. Have some, pretty sure this is the Sugar Rush, but it's coming in. And it must have some sort of bug because I got a few little holes going. So as we walk around and see more chili coming in. And on the other side, I have some more chilies coming in. The Sugar Rush did really well this year. This thing has got blooms all over it. Some that didn't do so hot, and others that are coming in really good. And a piece of grass that needs to get out of my garden. And on this side, this is actually one of those pumpkins. This is what it's supposed to look like. I have no idea what I have on the other side. I guess we'll see. But this is another one that I grew this year. This is Baker Creek seed. So, and underneath, they seem to like to take over. But you can see my little jalapeno coming in and some ants. Potatoes that didn't do so hot. And this is borage. This has been my game changer this year, besides my bees that we added to the farm this year, to getting everything pollinated and my tomatoes really going. So if you look down here, I have 3 trellises or 3 cattle panels of tomatoes that I've had to tie up. Let me tell you, if you are on the fence about getting this black covering, don't be, because I will do this every year now. It's crazy how much this has helped. And if you guys ordered the green zebras from Baker Creek, take a look at how beautiful these are when you grow them. Can't wait to actually try that. Most of my seeds all came from Baker Creek, so I'm just picking out things that don't look so hot. So another green zebra coming in. Zinnias throughout the garden. And more tomatoes. I have so many blooms on these tomatoes, way more than I did last year, which tickles me pink. And down here, I have some yellow squash, which I harvested some last night. There's all my sweet potatoes. I grew all the slips myself, so I can't wait to try that. some cauliflower. And if you look down here, this is my black popcorn, which has already got silk on the top, and then the little pollen stuffs on the top of these. So I will have black popcorn. I'm looking, and if you look on the other side, that's my cream and sugar sweet corn. I'm looking forward to that. It's also coming up. Down here are some of my green beans, which I'm going to be harvesting here soon. Now, if you went to and got Baker Creek seeds, this is the Chinese green bean. I thought it was a runner bean, but it's not. This is actually the bean itself. I thought when I saw it, I was like, oh my goodness, this is going to, it needs a trellis to hang up on. But no, that's a green bean. And I tasted one raw, and they actually taste like a green bean, but a little bit spicier. Let me go down a little bit further down the aisle. Looking, because I seen green beans here the other night. Another few more days and I'll have regular green beans growing. They are, well, I've got them growing, I just need to pick them. And take a look at these sunflowers. These are just gorgeous. They almost look like they've been painted. All right, this is one of our new apple trees. This one is let me see, it's from Sparks Brothers. It's a Williams Pride organic apple. This is a semi-dwarf, and it is actually getting buds on it. We just got this a few weeks ago. It came as a bare root. So this one's resistant to fire blight, but not resistant to dory. But I will keep you updated on how that one is doing, because this is one of the things we have to deal with here is fire blight. Speaking of fire blight, this is my tree that actually has fire blight. But as you can see, I have successfully trimmed it out for the year, and I already have fruit on the tree. It's not a lot, but I'm so excited to get some apples off this tree. This is our pink lady, so can't wait to taste those. So speaking of fruit trees, our fig tree is doing wonderfully. If you look in there, you can see little figs coming in. So this fig tree actually, I cannot remember the name of it, but it does produce figs. Seems like throughout the year, since I got quite a few fruits off of it last year. And our semi-dwarf, which is hilarious because this thing is really tall, lemon tree is just loaded with lemons. So this year I decided to try goji berries out in our yard. These actually can be in our backyard. And my husband used some old fence, made me 8 boxes. So I have the black goji berries and I have the scarlet ones. And I've just lined this whole fence row. I put them in boxes because they don't like to fight weeds, so that seemed like the easiest way to keep them weed free. And since I don't just limit myself to the little space in the back here, I decided to take my husband's old tires. Instead of taking them to the dumpster, we are growing peanuts for the first time. And they are doing very good. So in this tire, I put strawberry watermelon, which, check out these leaves, they're so pretty. And back here is my loofah gourd. Our banana tree is really taken off this year. I'm getting some really nice leaves, which will make for really good barbecue. You just use those leaves to wrap your meat and steam it in there on the grill. So good. One of the avocado trees my husband started from seed in the house, and it's already about 2 feet tall. This is my Rosales. If you can see, the stems are really burgundy, so this will get about as tall as me, and I'm 5'2", and you pick the pods off of it after the flower blooms, and that's what you dry to make tea. So another experiment we're doing this year is we ordered 9 of these, and these are elderberry. We got them from River Hill, so we will let you know how those do. We got 3 different varieties, so looking forward to seeing how these grow. So I've got them spread out through the yard. And of course our blueberries. Got them on the back side of this. I was going to put my elderberry back in the backyard, but I found a fun fact about them. Even though they're good for chickens, I found out not so good for dogs. And so we had to rethink our plan, and they got moved to the front. And of course, my chamomile for my tea. My stevia, it's the only plant I got to grow. I had 2 packs of seeds and only got 1 to grow, but it's pretty interesting looking plant, and it is very sweet when you try it. Of course, my lavender, I use this for my soap, and it smells so good. And my vanilla bean orchid that I've now had to move outside onto the porch because it has started to grow all crazy. And a couple more little things here and there. This is just old bee boxes that I have put more spices in, herbs to grow, to dry. And if you're like me and you had no room in the garden for all the plant starts you started, they end up in pots that you randomly have. And this is the Brad's Atomic Grape. Interesting color. Can't wait to try that. And some of the yellow pear, I call them the Slippy's Singing Tomatoes. I got them from her little contest they were doing when she was singing. My tomatillos, which are getting ready to go crazy. A few extra peppers, some holy basil, and some other basil in there. 2 different kinds of strawberries that I got from Baker Creek Seeds. One is a white strawberry and one is a red. So first time growing these from seed, but as you can see, I started them in January and they're doing awesome. All right, last but definitely not least is my favorite thing this year. I've met 5 wonderful ladies from 5 different channels who have sent me seeds that I did not have, and that would be Marie from Salon Girl Gardens, Deanna from Naturally NC, Chrissy from Along the River Homestead, of course Jan, our reckless gardener over at Simply Jan Homestead, and Diana from Move North Homestead. She sent me amaranth. So I'm excited to try all these. These are all seeds that I didn't have, and I'm so excited to try. Gotcha. All right, so this is the first thing we acquired for our food storage. So you want to explain what we do with it?
Usually we bag our chicken or meats, whatever, airtight, sealed tight, and that we open the compartment, cut our bags, we cut it to whatever size we need, put them in here, That seals the bag. Fill the bag with whatever we're throwing in it. Put it back in and it seals it completely. It sucks out all the air.
Okay, so we roughly paid about 80 bucks for it. You can get them, God, we've seen them online.
Seen them online, seen them at Sam's, at Costco, pretty much everywhere.
Okay. And then,
so this comes with an attachment hose here. And what we use it for is for this little can sealer. We put that over our jars, put the hose in on it, make sure it's nice and tight, and then we hit the seal feature on the accessory, and that sucks out the air.
less than a minute, and it's pretty much sealed.
And that's it. So now you just disconnect the hose first. That releases the pressure on it, so you can get it out. And as you can tell, it's been sealed.
And we just put a ring on it and put it away in our pantry. All right, so the next thing we got was our pressure canner. We actually haven't gotten enough stuff out of the garden to pressure can, but we do can soups and stuff from ingredients from the garden. So this thing, it was a wedding gift from my parents, and it's a micro 22 quart pressure canner, and we've seen a lot of these on Craigslist. So
Craigslist, Facebook Market, they have them.
yeah, I think I seen it on Amazon. It was like 110 bucks. And our water bath canner, this is for jellies and stuff. We got this
Off of Facebook Market for
Facebook Market.
10 bucks, and it came with a bunch of jars.
Yeah, and our jars. Tell where we get those half the time.
Half the time, believe it or not, we find them at that one place. What's that called?
The thrift store.
Yeah. Then again, when we go to estate sales, we find them there a lot, and yard sales.
We just, when we buy them, we double check. I'll feel around the rim to make sure there's no chips or cracks, and I check the glass out. You always want to check that before you pressure can anything. So the next item we got was a dehydrator. We actually keep that out in our garage. I'll take you out there in a minute. But this is what we're gonna do with our yellow squash. We're going to dehydrate it. He's gonna slice it up into thin slices and put it on our racks. And then we'll put it in our jars, which whenever we make stir fry, we'll just rehydrate these up and make stir fry. So another thing you might want to invest in is a knife sharpener.
Oh yeah. That little thing saves me from having to struggle to sharpen it up.
Where is it?
And this is exactly all it is. We got this one on QVC. So, number one, that's where you run your knife through to sharpen it up. Real easy. It suctions down onto the counter.
That's what's nice. It doesn't.
With this little clip here, you push it down and then just close it, and it's stuck to the counter. You can't jerk it off.
I think we paid what, 15 bucks for that thing?
I think that's what it was.
It wasn't expensive at all.
And all you do, you just literally just press down and run it through, and it sharpens your knife. It is pretty dang sharp. And then you pass it through the ceramic, and that's just to get all the little bits of metal that it pulls off of it off.
Yeah.
And it leaves it pretty sharp.
Yeah, that's how we get everything cut so nicely. We have a mandolin, but I cut myself on it every time I try. All right, so we have an Excalibur 5 tray. We keep it out in the garage because, quite frankly, it does warm up the house. And right now it's just a little too warm to keep it in the house. All right, so after he's got it all full, he's just gonna set it to vegetables, which is what, around 125?
125.
125. This thing you can get on Amazon. The 5 tray I think is about $200 to $300. We got this on.
We got it off of Facebook Market for, I think it was 150 bucks.
No, we got it for 100 bucks.
For 100 bucks.
100 bucks. So just keep your eyes out. I mean,
Yeah,
You
there's
can,
deals to be made.
yeah. But this is how we store everything for our cooking videos. So when you hear me say this came from our garden, this is how we preserve things.